What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. The beard is still growing nice and good. So today what we're going to talk about, and today is all about 10 things that you should probably do in a zombie invasion, which everyone needs to know apparently. Yeah, it's a random video again. Before we start and we roll the intro, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support over the last coming weeks. We're growing hugely. Instagram is just amazing, and Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And just the support and the way that you guys are liking all the new things I'm trying is really, it really means a lot to me that you guys stick with it. So thank you for all the support, and let's roll the intro.
Lifetime in repeat.
So a zombie invasion can be super terrifying. Everything that you consider normal now will have to go out the window. You know how people walking around, well, people slash monsters I suppose, that will at any chance eat you, kill you, turn you into one of them even, and then you have to do the same, and you kind of, who knows if you know what you're doing, you just become a subconscious zombie. I'm rambling, but you get the idea. So if you're lucky enough to survive the initial outbreak, then I've thought of 10 tips of what you should do in a zombie outbreak to increase your chances of surviving, which some of them are pretty obvious, but you know, it's just good to know them. And like I said, random video, no jump scares this video, I promise. So let's start off with number 1. The first thing I would do, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you need to set up away from the main horde. So initially I'd say don't go into the city, sort of stay in a town, outside of a town, because again that's where the most people are going to be, and that's where the most zombies are going to be, because obviously people equals zombies, they go hand in hand. So you're going to want to stay away from there, because if you set up in, I don't know, a nice big skyscraper, then you think of all the people that work there that are zombies, then you've got the whole town. You make enough noise, they're going to realise you're there, and then you are in a lot of trouble, and you don't want that. Number 2, obviously as humans, not zombies yet, we need easy access to food and water. These are some things that will definitely keep us going. So you want to set up your base camp or camp next to somewhere where there is easy access to water and food. So there'd be that hunting, or you can grow your own stuff, but you need water as well, so obviously think about that. That's a pretty obvious point, but if you don't do that, then you might as well just jump into the horde and commit, because you're going to need to survive with that. Number 3, you have to prepare for the worst, and the worst could be you coming face to face with a zombie. So now is time to craft weapons. Now we're not talking about going all blacksmith and start creating the hammer of Thor and stuff. You know, that would be pretty cool if you've got the time, then why not? But maybe weapons, you know, crossbows, be it bow and arrows, knives. If you're like, find guns as well, that's a good idea to use them, but obviously they are allowed to remember that zombies still have ears. Kind of sucks. So number 4, if this zombie outbreak could be cured, be it that there's a Zombrex like in Dead Rising, or you know, some sort of cure that can stop you becoming a zombie before you become. Generally there's a cure that stops you going to be a zombie, but once you're a zombie it's kind of an irreversible thing. It's like a once in a lifetime opportunity, you can't take it back, no refunds, I'm sorry. So if you can get this cure, I would acquire as much, because if you, and like most people, if you're surviving with a bunch of people, you can become very close to them, and you don't want to have to say goodbye to Jim because you haven't got a cure and he's about to turn and want to eat your face off. That would not be a good situation. Where can you find these? Well, I'm guessing in a zombie outbreak there'll be a ton of, you know, well, just a general pharmacist. Your Boots in the UK, pop into there, see if they've got any Zombrex. It's really not that chill, but you know, there's going to be centres, and there's going to be places that may have them, and sometimes it's worth venturing out. You may meet a few zombies, but if you're in a big enough group, you'll be able to take them, get out there, and be quick, because you know, you don't want the whole zombie load on you just because you want to get one needle of a cure. Not worth dying for one person. That's really mean. Number 5 is try to get a radio. So if you manage to survive, odds are there's going to be more people that have survived too. And the best thing, humans will survive in numbers. We thrive in numbers. We are a community, and that is what you need to keep going throughout the zombie apocalypse. I'm not talking about build your nightclub and hold massive Friday night piss-ups. I'm talking about, you know, you need strength in numbers. The more people you have, the more you can make weapons, and the more people with weapons increases your survival chance millions of %, you know? But then again, that does increase the chance that one of you are going to get bit, and quicker infection. You could have a bigger problem on your hands but it's probably better to have more people, shall we say, more security, like I said. So find a radio, see if you can find any survivors, and if you can, that's brilliant. Try to meet up, have a little chill, not too loud because the zombies are nearby, but yeah, try to find other people, that's what I would do. So you built your camp, you got your food, your water, your radio, you got some cool looking knives and bow and arrows, you even got a little archery target that you made out of cans. You're feeling good about yourself. But the next thing is defences. You're going to need some sort of defences, be it boarding up the windows, be it a nice spike pit, I don't know, a drawbridge if you're really feeling creative. It could be anything you want, but just something that increases the odds of you surviving, be it that the zombies are like, oh, there's humans in there, we should go eat their brains. You need something to put something you need to put something in between you and the zombies to increase your chances of survival. Be it something that slows them down so you can shoot them down as they come, or be it something that you can kind of poke your knife through and get a few little cheeky kills like that. Who knows, but you know, I'd say that increases your chance of surviving if you have defences. The more time that you have between a zombie and you is the more time you have to kill it, and the more time that you're not walking around with a general crooked list to your neck and very pale in colour and suddenly liking the taste of brains. So with defences, I would say that it's rather good to have some sort of an alarm system. Now I'm not talking about a massive alarm clock that just blows up the valley with sound and then every zombie is drawn to you and suddenly you're the most popular brain on the block. I'd say something like a little bell or like some sort of detection system, be it ropes here and a zombie will trip it and then you can say, oh, zombies are coming, time to go and get me sniper. Something like that, something that would just help you be more prepared, because you don't want to be caught with your pants down and then your brain is out and your pants are down, and that's not really recommended in the zombie survival guide. That's not what we're going for here. So yeah, be it a string, be it some rocks in a can that will get knocked over, make enough noise. You don't want it too loud, like don't attach a firework to a pole and as soon as it sets the firework up, because now poor old zombie boy has just attracted his whole generation of zombies and they're coming to eat your brains, and that is not too good. So again, the next step kind of comes hand in hand with what I've just said. Don't make too much noise. Now we're not talking about, you know, a quiet place level of no noise. You can speak, you can talk, but it all depends on how many zombies are nearby you. If you're in the middle of town, it's probably not recommended yodeling every single day. In fact, I wouldn't yodel at all. Don't do that. But if you're on your little hideout up high, or you know, away from a town where there's a few zombies around, but you're kind of far away, but there's no big horde, then you're kind of free to talk and you can make a bit more noise. I'm not saying bring out all the construction materials and make a statue of yourself, because that is not going to end well, I'd say. The next stage is pretty obvious. Make sure everyone in your team is not infected. The worst part is if someone's hiding their infection. I'm afraid you've been bit, sorry sir, but you have to bite the bullet. It sounds really horrible, but in zombie situations it's all about survival. You have to think of the group, and it's really sad, and there may be times you have to make hard decisions, but that's just the way zombie life is, I suppose. And yeah, so just make sure everyone is not infected. The last thing you want to be is sleeping and suddenly a survivor is a zombie and he's like, we're looking right here, fancying your brains. Don't get in that situation. And the final stage, the most key to this, I've told you all this plan, but have a backup. Nothing is worse than getting backed into a corner. If you set yourself up and you're like, okay, we're going to stay here, that plan malfunctions, you're like, okay, so now what? And then next thing you know, you're running through the woods naked at the middle of the night getting chased by like 5 zombies. Really random and specific scenario, but it totally could happen. And yeah, so always have a backup. Second, third plan is that's the way to go. And unfortunately, you're going to have to be prepared to do some of the worst things, but I wish you all the luck in the upcoming zombie apocalypse of... Is it coming? I don't know. If you feel like it's coming, prepare, but for now I think we're cool. We're more chance of robots taking over at the moment. And I will see you guys next Sunday. Random video, I know, but if you like this sort of style, I changed the camera angle because normally I'm like all the way back here and it's a bit like where. So me being here, you can kind of see me and I can put a bit more annotations here. More editing for me. Brilliant. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. Peace out. Have a good week.